So the question 5 from quiz 1, if you complete a dive that leaves you in pressure group S, how long a surface interval would you have to take if you want to do a second dive to 50 feet for 50 minutes? So this is a question involving 2 dives. We don't know the details of the first dive, but we do know what pressure group it left us in. So we can draw out our diagram using our methodical approach that we always use, and we can then take the information that the question has given us. So we end a dive in pressure group S. So our first pressure group space can be populated with that information. The question is, how long a surface interval would you have to take? So I'm going to put my question mark in there and then look for the rest of the information given to me in the question. The second dive is 50 feet, so I can enter the second dive depth in as 50 feet. And the time of the second dive is 50 minutes. So I can enter the time of the second dive in there. I now have all of the information that the question gives me, and I can start using my ERDPml. So I can turn it on and, as always, turn the sound off and decide what mode I should go into. Well, it's a surface interval question, so I'm going to use the surface interval mode. So surface interval and enter. First dive, yes or no. I don't have any information on the first dive, but I do know I did one and I ended in pressure group S. So it isn't the first dive that I'm going to be starting with in terms of the information I'm going to be giving the ERDPml. So this is an example of when on the first dive yes, no screen, you click no. So now it asks me for the pressure group at the end of dive 1. Well, I have that entered in on my diagram. The pressure group at the end of dive 1 is S. This is where you see how useful putting the information on a diagram is. Basically, you know, the ERDPml is asking us a question. We can just glance at our diagram and pull that information from our diagram. So I'm going to enter the S in here by clicking on the 7 button 4 times. And then click enter. It now wants to know what the depth of my second dive is. Again, just glancing at my diagram, I can see the depth is 50 feet. So I can click enter there. It's going to give me a bit of information to help me plan my second dive. I don't need that information. I can just click enter because I know that my planned time is 50 minutes. So I can enter the 50 minutes in and click enter. It's going to warn me that a safety stop would be required on this second dive. Not important information to answer the question, so I can click enter. And here it is telling me that my minimum surface interval in this situation would be 50 minutes. So that is how you answer a question such as this one.